Remember Barbara Bobbie Argenio, a woman whose zest for life, radiant smile, and boundless kindness left an indelible mark on all who knew her. Bobbie lived life with warmth, humor, and an unwavering dedication to helping others. A lifelong equestrian, Bobbie found joy and purpose in the world of horses. Her skill and passion earned her the title of Grand Champion at horse shows, where she shined as one of the best. Whether teaching kids or riding through the fields, she was happiest when sharing her love for horses with others. Bobbie was known for her infectious laughter, sharp wit, and a heart of gold. She had a way of making everyone feel special, reminding them with a playful smile, "Who loves you, Bob?" Everyone. She also had a keen ear for language and was always ready to correct a bit of Leo's English with a wink and a laugh. Bobbie was the beloved daughter of Carmine and Dorothy Argenio and a loving sister to Karen Buckley and her partner Jeff, Joanne Kratow, Jackie Argenio, Jacqueline Argenio, Kimberly Croft, James Argenio, Deborah, Michael Argenio, and sister-in-law to Ramona Spinelli, Frank, and Carmine Spinelli. She also shared a close bond with her stepchildren, Leo Spinelli III and Michelle Wiener, and her husband, Greg, and was a proud grandmother to Gregory and Chloe. Bobbie's memory will also be cherished by many nieces and nephews, all of whom were touched by her love and spirit. Above all, family was everything to Bobbie. She cherished her time with her husband Leo and her siblings, as well as the many loved ones who surrounded her throughout her life. She also shared a special bond with her beloved pets, including horses, Dan, and wait for me, and her cherished cat, Swiffer, who recently celebrated 13 years of companionship. Her favorite movie, Seems Like Old Times, perfectly captured the warmth and nostalgia she held dear. And in every memory, her beautiful smile will shine on. I didn't know Bobbie as long as some of you. I only knew her 27 years. And sometimes, at times like this, I listen to my mother-in-law, Tina, Olga Spinelli. And she always had something nice to say about everyone. But I can hear her in my mind right now saying, "That Bobbie, she never had a fight with nobody. She never said anything about nobody. She never said mean things." And you know what? She's absolutely right. Bobbie was a friend to everyone she knew. I didn't get to see her in the months before her passing, but I was so lucky that my kids got to. They got to see her around the Christmas holidays when they were down visiting their sister. A lot of us didn't get to see Bobbie in the last few months. She wouldn't let on how she was really feeling. If I had only known the last time would be the last time, I would have put off all the things I had to do. I would have stayed a little longer, held on a little tighter. Now what I'd give for one more day with you. 'Cause there's a wound here in my heart where something's missing, and they tell me that it's gonna heal with time. But I know you're in a place where all your wounds have been erased, and knowing yours are healed is healing mine. The only scars in heaven, they won't belong to me and you. There'll be no such thing as broken. All the old will be made new, and the thought that makes me smile now, even as the tears fall down, is that the only scars in heaven are on the hands that hold you now. I know the road you walked was anything but easy. You picked up your share of scars along the way. But now you're standing in the sun. You fought your fight and your race is run. The pain is all a million miles away. The only scars in heaven, they won't belong to me and you. There'll be no such thing as broken. All the old will be made new, and the thought that makes me smile now, even as the tears fall down, is that the only scars in heaven are on the hands that hold you now. Hallelujah. That hold you now. Not a day goes by that I don't see you. You live in all the better parts of me. And until I'm standing with you in the sun, I'll fight the fight and this race I'll run, till I finally see what you can see. The only scars in heaven, they won't belong to me and you. There'll be no such thing as broken. All the old will be made new, and the thought that makes me smile now, even as the tears fall down, that the only scars in heaven are on the hands that hold you now. We have some people who would like to share some thoughts about Bobbie. Team Tessitano and Adam Levarsky. Come on up, guys.
As the song and lyrics of a very famous musician by the name of Eric Clapton goes, hello, old friends. And for those of you who don't know who I am, my name's Adam, so I say to you, hello, new friends. And this obviously is Tina.
Hi, everybody.
Lower the mic for you. Okay, so, stories about Bobbie. That's what I'm going to talk about. And just two. The first is how I met Bobbie. When I owned a saloon with Stephen Howard, way back, we had a couple of biker guys that used to like come to the saloon. One's nickname was Tidbit. His name was John Beatty, and the other's name was Lamb. Lamb came to me one day and said, I need a job for my girlfriend, my fiance. And if you took a look at Tidbit and Lamb, you immediately say, oh, most definitely. Please, send her over. Well, along comes Bobbie Argenio, and we make her a waitress. And for the next 2 to 3 months, I truly suffer. My partners truly suffer. Because Bobbie's personality will get over absolutely anything except for waitressing. Well, it just so happened that the next thing I know, Bobbie's turning and saying, gee, I have a friend, needs a job. Okay, Bobbie. And along comes this woman by the name of Audrey. Cute little thing. And we give her a job. It was a good thing because we needed to get Bobbie off the floor. We couldn't have her waitressing anymore. So what we did was we put her behind the bar as a bartender during the day. Well, Bobbie didn't. She knew how to open a beer, as most of you know. But she most certainly did not know how to make a cocktail. I have to tell you, within a matter of a month, and going forward from that point on, she was probably one of the best bartenders in Fairfield County. And I have to believe there are quite a few in this audience that would have to agree with that. Bobbie was the most unbelievable psychiatrist slash psychologist slash cocktail slinger you'd ever see. And she thrived at that. So thank you, Bobbie, for coming along. Thank you for bringing team. The second story. This has to do with this gentleman up front here. His name's Leo Spinelli. We used to many nights, as a lot of you know, leave the saloon closing it at midnight or 1 in the morning, sometimes 2 in the morning. And if we actually left the building, we go somewhere else to go party. Well, God rest his soul, there was a guy with the nickname of Ponytail. His real name was John Allen. And his house was the house that we would go to at this point in life. So about 2:30 in the morning, we're over at John's house. There's a bunch of people inside. But Leo, who is my bread man, him and his brother Carm supplied the bread for the saloon. Leo's out in the driveway, and I'm looking at him going, Lee, what is the problem? Well, Leo was in love with Bobbie, but he just didn't have the guts to tell her. Fortunately, after 15 minutes or so in the driveway, Leo puffed his chest up as he can, marched right in that house, and from that day forward, Leo and Bobbie were a pair. It was just unbelievable what a phenomenal pair they ended up being. So, my love goes to Bobbie Argenio, who helped introduce me to all the wonderful people that I met in my life through my business. God rest her soul.
Hi, everybody. I am so glad you all are here today. We just couldn't wait for us all to be together and just eat the mic. Okay. Yes, so I was very fortunate to have Bobbie give my word to Adam and T to come down to the saloon and interview. And the day I walked in to train with her, and I was hired, I walked in, and there she's on the floor setting up, and she looked at me, she goes, what are you doing here? I said, I'm here to train with you today. She goes, they told me that they hired Audrey. I was so mad at them. So anyway, that was the start of our working days, 15 to 20 years at the saloon. So
I felt too guilty to call her teen. Come on.
Anyway, she knew us too. Best pal ever to work side by side at that fabulous restaurant that you all know. A lot of good memories there. Bobbie was a girl that, like I said, she never left my side. That girl was with me thick and thin, never mad at me, right, Frank? We never shared a sour word, or just friends to the end. Bobbie gave me many gifts through our friendship, and one of them was this book, and I just wanted to read something. I've been reading this book now for a month, and picking something I just wanted to describe that would be our friendship, and how she treated me as a friend. So So it's called Forever Friendship. Sometimes in life you find a special friend, someone who makes you laugh until you can't stop, someone who makes you believe that there really is good in the world, someone who convinces you that there is an unlocked door just waiting for you to open it. This is forever friendship. When you're down and the world seems dark and empty, your forever friend lifts you up in spirit and makes that dark and empty world suddenly seem bright and full. Your forever friend gets you through the hard times, the sad times, and the confused times. If you turn and walk away, your forever friend follows you. If you lose your way, your forever friend guides you and cheers you on. Your forever friend holds your hand and tells you that everything is going to be okay. And if you find such a friend, you feel happy and complete because you need never worry. You have a forever friend for life, and forever has no end. And that's what Bobbie was to me, always my forever friend. And I hope that everybody can please go home with these beautiful cards that I put together. I picked this letter on the back. I think that this is exactly what she would want to say to us today. So I hope you can take the time to read it and just reflect on her today. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Dean. Thanks, Chairman. Nikki? Very dear friend, Nikki Dalton. So I'll lower it for me later.
Wow, this is a great turnout. She would be so happy.
Vicky, you're gonna have like, you gotta eat the mic.
Okay. All right, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Nikki, and I met Bobbie when I first started working at the saloon almost 20 years ago. We clicked right away, and we became very close. So close that she no longer called me Nikki. She called me daughter. I lost my mother when I was young, and I inherited quite a few surrogate mothers in my life. But Bobbie was different. She was extra special. Bobbie had a way of showing up for people, not just in big moments, but everyday ones. She and Leo would come watch me play basketball, and we had our weekly Skype dates when I was living overseas. No matter what time it was or where I was, if I called, she answered. She always answered. Not only did Bobbie teach me how to bartend, she taught me so much more. She taught me how to love and how to live life. Her excitement and pure joy of the smallest things would make everyone around her appreciate and value life so much more. Watching her tell a story was one of my favorites. Her eyes would be open wide and her arms flailing around, and her inability to spit it out because either she was too excited or she just couldn't stop laughing. Another thing she taught me was to never show up at anyone's house empty-handed. Bobbie had never met anyone in my family, and she stopped by one Easter morning before anyone arrived with Leo's famous Easter bread and flowers just for my Nana, because she knew she was arriving that day from England. That's just who Bobbie was, so sweet and so thoughtful. She always tried to make people feel welcome and cared about, even strangers like my Nana. She taught me so much about strength, about love and friendship, and how to carry yourself through this world with compassion. She had that rare gift of making you feel like you mattered, no matter what you were going through, and she did it so effortlessly. Bobbie and Leo would often visit me at the Mariner whenever she came up from Florida, and we loved messing around with people at the bar. When someone came in who didn't know Bobbie, which was rare, She proudly introduced me as her daughter, and we'd watch people's reactions. Well, since I'm 6 feet tall, and you know, she wasn't, she would play along by saying, "You should meet her father, he's the tall one." Some people actually believed us, and we'd share a good laugh. It was silly, but it meant the world to me, because even if we weren't related by blood, I loved how proud she was to tell the world I was hers. And I was. And her love for you, Leo, her soulmate, her rock, you two were a true love story. That kind of love is rare, and your love for each other was real. I have always admired the love that you both have shared. Leo, I'm so sorry, and you'll forever be my daddy donuts.
We have a few other folks who are scheduled to speak, but before we get to them, if there was anyone who wanted to share a thought, this would be that time. Come on up.
Hi, I'm Pam. Some of you know me from the saloon, some of you know me from other places. But I feel like I have to tell this story because it is who Bobbie is. Years ago, I was working at the Ancient Mariner. My daughter was 3, Gina, who so many of you know. And my babysitter crapped out an hour before I was supposed to go to work, so I brought her with me. And she was helping the buses and help clear and do other things that a 3-year-old can do. We all know how well that goes. Well, Bobbie came in one day and I didn't know who she was. And she ordered a St. Pauli Girl beer from the bar and asked to sit at a table that nobody wanted to sit at. And she could see that I was slammed and in the weeds. She put the beer down and went around the corner to the Grand Union, which is now where CVS is, and picked up some paper and crayons or colored pencils, something, I don't remember, and sat down at that table and colored with Gina for 2.5 hours until I wasn't in the weeds anymore. That was my very first time meeting her, and that is who she was, inside and out. And I am so proud and honored to have that memory. And I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for listening to this, because this is who she was, and I'm proud to share this story. Love you, Tina Leo.
Hi, I'm Claire Pillavine, and I worked at the saloon for 11 years. And I'm just finding out now I did a lousy job, but I'm the one that trained Bobbie when she became a waitress. It worked so good, so I was the bartender. I thought I did a good job. She always said, "You're the one that trained me." She never said, "And you did it wrong." I just love Bobbie so much, and I just had to let you know. I'm sorry I screwed up that job. I'm really going to miss Bobbie.
Now that's a great Bobbie story. Anybody else? Yeah? Coming up? All right.
You can probably tell by my accent, I didn't grow up around here. about 93 when I came here. My father said to me, we have to go down to the Georgetown Saloon. So, as it was, like the happy hour for the contractors, he dragged me along. And being English, drinking comes easy. And I discovered or remembered from a trip to Montana years ago about the pitchers of beer. Unfortunately, I would ask Bobbie for 2 jugs of beer, and she would look at me, and she'd give me a sort of grimace, and then she'd say, "They're pitchers, these are jugs." Lesson well learned. And I've got to say, yeah, iconic as a barkeep. I could never have really wanted to meet anyone better when I first came to this country. An incredible. Thank you.